Another question, maybe perhaps on the broader level, if people are sort of interested in this lifestyle, is this something sort of sustainable, repeatable? Is it only something that a certain amount of people can do? What's sort of the forecast moving forward? If people are like, you know what, this really appeals to me, I want to get involved. What is like an ideal vision moving forward?
Well, I always tell people in my garden planning class, it doesn't matter if you live in a condo or if you live on a giant, huge ranch. Anybody can be semi-self-sustainable. So if you live in a condo, you can have your pot of tomatoes and you can grow a couple tomatoes and at least start that journey. It's all about just a little bit of effort and working with your neighbors, and together we can all survive in our area.
Adam Soos here for Rebel News, and the concepts of supporting local and local homesteading are gaining popularity, with farmers going direct to their consumers more than ever. Nick Shipley runs the Hartel Homestead. I was hoping to join you today just to get a little more information on this movement and why you thought it was so important to get involved with this.
Well, really, we started off very simple. We wanted to showcase what is raised right here in the foothills and really let people buy local. So when we opened up the farm store, we were surprised to find out we were the first farm store here in the foothills, and we're selling beef, pork, honey, and everything local right here in Hartel.
It's incredible. How much do you feel, with the sort of surprising news that you're the only one doing this, that sort of central part of Albertan life, that sort of Western icon, has been lost a little bit? And how much do you feel that it's your responsibility to help bring it back?
It's very important to me. I've always been interested in raising the best quality food you can, and all my local ranchers are the same, and we really wanted to showcase that and get in touch and teach people truly where their food comes from. And that's part of why we open up the farm to the public. Whenever the farm store is open, they can go see the cows, check out the gardens, and really ask a farmer those questions that they've been dying to ask.
There is definitely a disconnect. You've heard these like sort of absurd sentiments on social media. Why do we need farmers anymore? I get my stuff from the grocery store. That breakdown of connection. How many people come out here and it's kind of their first time seeing like, oh, it's actually people like you working. It's actually effort and love going into these animals, into this product. And it's incredible to be able to support that locally.
100%. And the best thing about it is that they get to truly ask a farmer. Now, my farm is a little bit farm steady. We do have multiple different animals, multiple different fingers working. But I grew up on a conventional farm. I went to school for farming, and they can come and ask those questions from me instead of just Googling and finding out 5,000 different ways to do something.
So let's go for a little walk around the property so people can come check it out, pay a visit, and then we'll hop inside and check out some of your products, let people know the type of quality product they can get and the difference with buying local.
So this side is kind of where we started. This is our display garden. This showcases what we have to grow here in the foothills. We started with this and selling vegetables right out of this garden, and then we expanded into all of this as we grew. So now we have the market garden, which is where we grow all our vegetables for the store. We have our goats. Our Highland cows are up in the front pasture, so you can enjoy the view and the cows. And then you can see we have our long table dinner set up right there as well. We're also growing our oats and our wheat on property, so we are a fully sustainable farm, so we grow all of our own grain on this site as much as we can, at least.
And people are free to just come out here and check this out. And for people who don't know, give them a follow on Instagram. You do some really cool stuff. I believe you even do like ski jumps and you'll pull people on horses. Lots of crazy stuff like that going on out here.
Well, it's great. We, as a space that we have seen a lot of growth, and we're doing a lot more events. We do classes out here to teach you how to do homesteading. Things like gardening, planning, Chicken 101, even a canning class in the fall to teach you how to be more self-sufficient. And then we also do a lot of events. So last year we did our skijoring event out here, and we're doing a lot of long table dinners here this year as well with JR's Barbecue.
Awesome, that's incredible. As people can surely tell, it's extremely windy out here. Yeah. Let's hop inside and chat about some of your products. Okay. So Nick, we're inside the shop here at your homestead. Maybe if you could walk us through, I know a lot of our viewers probably have a pretty keen eye set on some of the beef product that you have here. Yeah. So let's talk about sort of the difference in buying local and the type of meats that you have here.
For sure. So this is our freezer that we have all of our meat in. One thing you're going to notice about our meat is every package will have a farm name on it. And that will tell you exactly what farmer raised it, and it will also have a number attached to it, so we can tell you exactly about that animal. And that really helps with the traceability and showcasing the different ways that farmers raise it. Like this WHR is Ty Rothel. He's a young lad that raises purebred Simmentals and grain finishes. And then we have some O'Reilly beef here, and Ed actually distiller grain finishes. And then we even have some 4K Ranch in here, and that's grass finish beef. So you can basically buy one of each and taste the difference between how it's raised to how those flavors come out in the end.
A lot of sort of misinformation circling around the health in beef. I know last time I was out here, you have Highland cows here, and they're particularly healthy to eat. Is that right?
So Highlands are a fabulous beef. They're actually one of the top 5 best beefs in the world. The downside is they take 3 years to finish. But because of that wonderful hair coat on them, they're actually very, very lean. Actually, the same calories as a chicken breast in their steaks. And because they grow so slowly, they're 38% more tender than your regular beef. So they're fabulous beef. They just take a long time to get there.
Now, what are some of the other products? Everything, as you mentioned, I believe is from the foothills area. I was told very often just over the hill, so to speak. So what are some of the other products that are showcased here?
So we've got beef, we've got pork, we have some cheeses that come from up north because unfortunately nobody in the foothills makes cheese. And then we've partnered in with a bakery. We have sauces, we have coffee that's right from Black Diamond. Our candles are made in Blackie. We have honey that's raised right here in the foothills. And some wonderful artists and craftsmen that just wanted to showcase what they do here in the foothills. It's just amazing how many awesome people we have here in the foothills, and you really don't have to go outside of your county to find all this amazing stuff.
So another question, maybe perhaps on the broader level, if people are sort of interested in this lifestyle, is this something sort of sustainable, repeatable? Is it only something that a certain amount of people can do? What's sort of the forecast moving forward? If people are like, you know what, this really appeals to me, I want to get involved. What is like an ideal vision moving forward?
Well, I always tell people in my garden planning class, it doesn't matter if you live in a condo or if you live on a giant, huge ranch. Anybody can be semi-self-sustainable. So if you live in a condo, you can have your pot of tomatoes and you can grow a couple tomatoes and at least start that journey. It's all about just a little bit of effort and working with your neighbors, and together we can all survive in our area.
There's also sort of with some of the concerns out there, obviously with sort of supply chains, with labeling of beef, with all of these sorts of things, very much issues and often attacks on ranchers, farmers going on. Is there sort of a hope that people can get proficient enough in this, can kind of stand by their own, get in touch with their own farmers, they can kind of circumvent that giant problematic system?
100%. And that's partially why we opened up the farm the way we did. We could have went subscription boxes and mailed it right to your door and not had to been sitting here all day long. But we wanted that consumer to come out, talk to a real farmer, and learn, ask those questions, and get to know where your food truly comes from.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of Hartel itself?
So the reason we wanted to call it the Hartel Homestead is to really showcase that history of the area. Hartel was actually a growing community. It started in 1929 and it continued to grow until the 40s. Where my farm is here, this was actually Bowler Camp, which is a 1,500-man tent city. And this is where all the workers and their families lived that lived in the refinery or worked in the refinery down in the valley there. And then in 1944, a grass fire actually came through and burnt Hartel to the ground. And after that, they never really built it back because they had trucks that then they could ship the oil from here to Turner Valley. So they no longer needed the refinery. They no longer needed Hartel. And it's kind of sad, but that's why on every map, you'll always see Longview, Hartel, and Black Diamond.
That's awesome. I want to thank you so much for having us out here at the Hartel Homestead. Where can folks find you if they want to come out and check this for themselves?
So if you look on hartelhomestead.com, that's our website. We also have Instagram, Facebook, and we're just off Highway 22 on the Hartel corner.
Well, thanks so much for having us out here. Really appreciate it. And as always, thanks so much to everyone at home for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Soos. Hey guys, if you are sick of Ontario Liberals, federal politicians weighing in on what you eat and putting labels on everything, red taping everything, I want you to go to freethebeef.ca now. Sign our petition asking that the federal government stops labeling meat as dangerous. This beef is incredible, superfood, Plain and simple. Go to freethebeef.ca.